And the second method is the manual method in your own PC.
So, Bismillah.
To practice this exam in your own PC, you can set up the RHCSA lab, and there are two methods of doing that. Either you can use the automatic exam setup using Vagrant. I have already provided you a detailed video on this topic with which you can easily set up the RHCSA 8 lab in your PC. And the second method is the manual method, where you create the virtual machines manually, and there you manually configure everything like free IP, DNS, and the other servers. So either you can use the manual method or you can use the Vagrant method to set up the practice lab in your PC.
Nice.
Since we have already set up the practice lab by using Vagrant, there we have already set everything, and these are the details for the servers. And let me show you the lab. Here, 3 virtual machines are available, server 1, server 2, we drive machines as well. But if you want to create virtual, let me show you the question paper.
You're skipping
This
some parts.
is the sample question paper for the RHCSA 8 exam.
So how to
Tasks
interrupt
are
the boot
implemented
process and reset
with
the
firewall
password?
and
Change it to
tests.
Red
So
Hat.
without wasting time, and your server
We're
should
going
be
to
able
do this
survive
one,
the
and we're going to do the other one. We're going to do 2 at the same
So without
time,
wasting
inshallah.
time, let's get started with the exam.
Ready?
Now
Inshallah.
we will
So
go
question
on the first
1,
question.
interrupt the boot
The
process
first
and
question is
reset the
interrupt
root
the boot
password.
process
Change
and
it to
reset
Red
the root
Hat
password and
to
change it
gain
to Red Hat
access
to
to
gain
the system.
access to the system. Boot the machine by clicking here on the reset button.
So you click on
And
the
as soon
machine,
as it provides us
then you
the
click on the
interrupt menu,
reset,
here on
then
the
you
first
do
line,
this,
we have to
press
press
E.
E key on the keyboard. Then we will
After
go
the E, it will
in
go
the
like this. You have to
parameters line,
delete.
and
You have
there
to
we will
delete,
remove this RHGB
delete.
quiet. And here we will mention
RGHB quiet. Then you do RD break, RD dot break,
break space
space enforcing
enforcing
equals 1.
is equal to 0.
Shit, 0.
So it will boot up the machine in the single user mode, and since we have mentioned enforcing is equal to 0, it will make the
Enforcing
Linux
equals
permissive, and we
0.
don't need to relabel
That
the
means it's
files
gonna make it
later. After that, we will press Ctrl and X on the keyboard, and
permissive.
it will provide us the prompt where we can fire the commands. So we are at the switch root prompt now, and here we can execute the mount command, mount-o,
Mount-o,
remount, comma, read write /
read write,
sys
and
root.
what you want, sysroot.
After that, we will execute chroot
chroot, change root,
sysroot.
sysroot. I don't need to take
And
screenshot,
here you can see
mashallah.
that we are
Last
in
time
the
I
root
had
user
to.
account.
No, I don't. Who am
Without
I?
using
Who am
the
I?
root
He's
password.
root.
There we
Root,
don't need to
then you do
do
password,
anything. We can directly execute the passwd command
change
to
the
change the root
password,
password, and we will provide the new password as
and
Red
that's
Hat.
it. That's it.
After that, we can exit,
Exit.
and we can log in the machine
That's
as
a lot
the
of
root user
steps.
by the password as Red Hat. And we can follow the same steps on the other machine also if required. So I'm not going to show you that. Let's log in as the root user.
That's very minty.
Here it is. Now we are in the root user account. Now
Wow.
I'm going to log in the machine from the mobile external, because it will provide us the better view while firing the commands. So
you can put your machine's IP address on putty.
192.168.55.150.
You don't have to use the Oracle virtual
And
box.
let
But you
me
have to create a
mention the username
machine
as
in your
Vagrant.
virtual box. I have to create one. I don't have time. I don't have time.
Now I will switch
It
in the
takes a
account
good
of the root
amount
user
of hour, 2
by using the
hours.
sudo
I'll
su
try to
command.
make a machine today,
Here it
inshallah,
is.
inshallah, inshallah. Inshallah,
So
inshallah.
we have completed the first question.
There's
Now
no time. Either I study for the certificate or either I create the machine. Let's go,
we
guys.
have
We'll try to create a
to
machine,
set up the
inshallah.
repositories, and repositories are available on the repo server, and these are the URLs.
So we know the base,
So let me show
repos,
you that
OS.
the repositories are not
Here we
configured on
go.
this
My
machine.
ADHD kicks in. We out of
So I can
here.
execute the DNF
That's on the
request
back
command,
burner. We understand these
and
20 questions.
let me
Come
go
on,
to the
don't play games.
etc.repos.def directory, and there are no repo files present.
It's right here.
There
So
are
why
two
is it not
methods
working?
of configuring the repositories. Either we can create a file here
Oh, shit.
and mention each and everything
Oh,
manually in
shit.
that file, or we can do it by executing the dnf config manager command. I'm going to show you this with the help of command because it is very easy. So we will mention dnf config manager
Oh,
--add -repo, and after that we will mention the URLs. So let me copy and paste this URL.
WGU's flat rate tuition at your pace formatting generous transfer policy allowed you to earn a degree in less time for less money. Pay about half the cost of the national average for a bachelor's degree.
Huh?
Learn more and get started at wgu.edu.
Hi Allah. Khairun Nasirin, An-Nasir,
Here,
Khairun Nasirin,
this is
An-Nasir.
for the base OS, and we will add the second one also, that is for the app stream. So we will copy this URL from here and we will paste it on the terminal. Now, if you will execute the ls command, you will find two repository files in our machine. And with the help of these files, the repositories are configured, and we can execute the yum repo-list all command to see whether the repositories are enabled or not. So you can see that we have successfully configured the repositories in our machine, and we can follow the same process on the other machine as well. Now, let's proceed towards the question number 3.
What the F?
Here, the system time should be set to your time zone and ensure that the NTP sync is configured. So let me execute the time date CTL command. So NTP is active and the clock is also synchronized, but we are going to ensure whether all the settings are correct as per the requirement. So we will manually check each and everything and we will configure it if it is not configured earlier. So let me first set the time zone, because there we need to set the local time zone. So here we can execute time.ctl set-time zone command, and in the double quotes we will mention here Asia/Kolkata. After that, we can execute the time.ctl command
I
again.
just did specify it right here.
Set the NTP. This time we will mention
Why?
set-NTP, and here we can mention yes. But it is already enabled. We will execute this command if it is not enabled earlier. Now we will check
Ya Rab,
whether the
la hawla wa la
package is
quwwata
installed in
illa
our
billah.
machine or not. So either we can use the rpm-qa command, and there we can grab crony package is there, or we can check it by the dnf command as well. If it is already installed, in that case it will show us the details of the same. So this package is already installed in our machine. We don't need to install it manually, and we can verify the status of the service of the crony at the same time. So we can execute systemctl status crony d dot service command, and the service is up and
Anxiety. I'm
running
getting
fine.
anxiety. But I say la hawla wa la
Also
quwwata
verify
illa billah.
Whether it is using
Not
the server
chale, I
heading
don't
the crony
care. It
dot
does
conf file
not
or not
affect my
for
certificate.
the
Haha.
not.
All is difference is that I cannot follow along on my machine. If you guys can create it,
So either we
and you
can
guys
use the
are,
rpm.
you guys are not having issues, create it.
Let's proceed.
You guys should
all
create
command
one.
to see.
I should
And
not be having
we
these
will add the
issues
second one
sometimes,
also, that is for
but
the
sometimes
app
I'm having
stream.
issues. Right now,
So we will
mashallah,
copy this
alhamdulillah,
URL
yeah,
from here,
buddy.
and
But
we
then
will
I have
paste it
issue sometimes.
on the terminal.
You know.
Now, if you will execute the ls command, you will find two repository files
It's
in our
working,
machine.
mashallah, mashallah.
We will add the second
DNF
one also,
config
that is for
manager,
the
add
copy
repos,
and
we add the
paste
repos, that's
this
not an issue.
URL.
You should be able to do this nice and
Here,
easy. DNF
this
config
is for the
manager.
base OS,
To
and
configure the manager, and then you hyphen
we
F
will
and
add
add
the
the
second one also,
repos, then
that
you
is for
put the
the app
HTTP,
stream.
the address, base
So we will
OS.
copy this URL
Now you're adding
from
the
here,
copy this
and we
app
will paste
stream,
it.
and you're doing the same command, DNF config manager, add repo. So this command stays same, you just gotta know. And even if you don't remember it, you can use CON, and you could hit tab sometimes too.
on the terminal. Now, if you will execute the ls command, you will find two repository files in our machine. And with the help of these files, the repositories are configured, and we can execute the yum repo-list all command to see whether the repositories are enabled or not. So you can see that we have successfully configured the repositories in our machine, and we can follow the same process on the
Bro,
other machine.
I did this
as well.
like 10 times, man. I did this like 10 times. La hawla wa la
Now,
quwwata illa
let's
billah.
proceed
La hawla wa la
towards the question
bismillah.
number
La
3.
hawla wa la quwwata.
Here, the system time should be
I did this
set
more than
to
10
your
times. I created a
time
machine
zone and
100
ensure that
times
the
already.
NTP
I know the
sync
process,
is
but
configured.
I'm having some issues.
So let me execute the time date CTL command. So NTP is active and the clock is also synchronized, but we are going to ensure whether all the settings are correct.
Bismillah. Bismillah. I need my coffee. My coffee's outside. I'm so I'm just done with myself. I'm just done with myself. I have to go outside before I can even start, because that's where's my coffee. That's where my coffee is right now. Yo, and I left it there to help my mom with cooking. Now that's where my coffee is, and I left it there so I could help my mom cook lunch, dinner, etc. So sad, huh? Well, that's where my coffee is right now. I need to go get it. Why am I having issues? Am I having issues? No, I'm not having issues. Am I just forgetting it? Failed to save storage destination. Known disk selected. What you mean? Right there, bro. Perfect. Did I do this last time? Maybe you did not, buddy. Maybe you did not. Really? Okay. Networking host name is good. Security profile. Oh. Red Hat store user containers, inshallah. But this does not affect our studying and certificate in any way. All it does is that I will have my own machine so I could practice on the side. It just takes a lot of time. Not really. It should take like 5 minutes. But I don't know why. Sometimes it takes me more. What can you do now? What can you do now? Shah. Linux a try to save it whatever machine you want to make the name as. Like right now, what's my machine? I don't really care about the machine, so I'll create the password like this. I'll show you. I'll create the password like this. Linux 123 is the machine. So I could just remember. It's not important. It's just a machine. But if it's something else, you want to have like a paragraph. Ready? Like this. I'll show you. My Linux. You'll say like my Linux. You'll have a sentence in there. Ready? It'll be like this. My Linux VM. That's it. VM 1, 2, 3. Whatever. 1, 2, 3. My Linux VM. That's how it'll be like a sentence. It'll be a sentence. It won't be like just, and it can have like an exclamation mark. And it can have like a capital letter. The first letter can be capital. The last letter can be capital. Whatever, My Linux VM. I'm just giving you examples, okay? So you can do a sentence. आपको बस समझ आएगी. At least as long as you understand. I don't need to do that. I don't care. I just want to do Linux. And even if it's weak, I don't care. Just at least give me... So I can remember it. Linux machine is my Linux VM. You can do that too. But I don't think I'll remember it, But anyways, yeah, let's try this for now. My Linux VM. My Linux VM. Simple. My Linux VM. No numbers, no nothing. Because it's your virtual machine. You know, it's your private machine. It's, you know. User. Deen is dunya. You already know. It's not shorts. You know. Now you can do something else, like, you know, different password. User pass WD. User password. User forgot password. Hey, come here. Forgot. Yo, you better not forget. Otherwise, you're gonna have to put forgot password. Yeah. Forgot password. Good. My Linux VM. I forgot password. So my password is forgot password. Good. Don't forget your password. We are ready. Okay, I have to continue my lesson now, guys, but we try to create a machine. This I show you. This is how easy it is. Create a virtual machine, download a virtual machine, like a Oracle VirtualBox, like a hypervisor, or like a VMware, whatever. And here we go, guys. Let's go. Bismillah. So while that installs, it can take time. I'm gonna go back to my lesson.
As per the requirement. So we will manually check each and everything, and we will configure it if it is not configured earlier. So let me first set the time zone, because there we need to set the local time zone. So here we can execute time.ctl
Time date set
hyphen time
set
zone
time
command.
zone.
And in the double quotes we will mention here Asia
slash Kolkata.
After that,
Yeah, bro, that shit is gonna take a while. I cannot stay here. I need to go outside. I'll come back when this is done. I need to go get my coffee. Inshallah. See you guys.
we can execute the time.ctl command again
My
to
brain is telling me to go outside because this is taking very long time. My other brain side is saying, just relax.
set the NTP. This time we will mention
I don't know which side will win, but I had my
and
coffee.
here we can mention yes.
I bang it.
But it is already enabled. We will execute this command if it is
As
not
soon as the
enabled
caffeine
earlier.
kicks in, you guys are going outside with
Now we
me.
will check whether the Crony package is installed in our machine or not. So either we can use the rpm-qa command, and there we can grab Crony package is there, or we can check it by the dnf command as well. If it is already installed, in that case it will show us the details of the same. So this package is already installed in our machine. We don't need to install it manually.
Yep.
And we can verify the status of the service
System
of the
control,
Crony
status,
at the same time. So we can
Crony,
execute systemctl status
Crony
D dot service command,
Okay.
and the service is up and running fine. We will also verify whether it is using the server there in the crony.conf file or not.
Why are you doing
Of the
so much
Crony
BS?
not configured or not.
I thought we just had
Of
to-
these files.
What are you
So let
doing?
me copy and paste this
Repositories are available
URL
on the repo server. They're already
here.
available. We added the
And we will do
repos.
it fine
After the
all
repos,
commands successfully
repos
configured
list
the
all. They're
repository.
successfully configured. Now,
Now,
number 3, the
let's proceed
system
towards the question
time
number
should be
3.
set to your time zone.
Here, the system
Ensure
time
that
should be
NTP is synced
set to your
and configure.
time zone.
So what's
and
the issue?
And the clock is also synchronized.
Time
But we
date
are going to
control.
ensure. So NTP is active
Okay.
and the clock GTL. NTP sync is. So
Okay.
NTP is active and the clock is also synchronized.
The
But we
end.
are going to ensure whether all the settings are correct as per the requirement. So we will manually check each and everything, and we will
What?
configure it if it is not configured earlier. So let me first set the time zone, because there we need to set
Because
the local time zone.
It's set.
So here we can execute time.ctl
Time date control.
set hyphen
Time
zone
date
command,
control. Set time zone.
and in the double quotes, we will mention here
Kolkata, Asia, USA, Europe,
all
whatever,
car.
Africa, whatever. Okay.
After that,
Time
we can
date
execute the time date CTL command
control
again to
set
set the NTP. This time we will
NTP.
mention set hyphen NTP, and here we can mention yes, but it is already enabled. We will execute this command if it is not enabled earlier. Now we will check whether the Crony package is installed in our machine or not. So again, we can use the
RPM-QA
command,
pipe.
and there we can
Grab
grab
the package
Crony.
name. Crony services. No? Okay.
Crony package is there, or we can check it
Oi.
by the DNF command as well.
Hey,
if it is
chill
already
out.
installed, in that case, it will show us the details of the
Hate
same.
this three-finger
So this
shit.
package is already installed in our machine. We don't need to install it manually.
Perfect.
And we can verify it is already installed in our
So
machine. We don't need to
RPM-QA, you
install it
pipe.
manually.
Crony.
And we can verify the status of the service
Bro.
of the Crony at the same time. So we can execute system CTL
Yeah,
status
you better work. Allah,
Crony
inshallah, bismillah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa
dot
billah.
service command. And the service
That shit better work.
Crony D.
Inshallah.
dot service command, and the service is up and running fine. We will also verify whether it is using
So,
so we can
time
execute
date
system
control,
package
system
is
control,
already
time date
installed in our
control.
machine. We don't need to
Grab
the
Crony.
details of the same.
It's running.
So this package is already installed in our machine.
It's
We don't need
installed.
to install it manually, and we can verify this is already installed in our machine. We don't need to install
You
it
try to
manually.
install it. DNF
If it is
install.
already installed,
Y.
in that case, it will show us the details of
Crony.
the same. So this package is already installed in our machine. We don't need to install it manually, and we can verify the status of the service of the Crony at the same time. So we can execute system CTL status Crony D dot service command, and the service is up and running fine. We will also verify whether it is using the server there in the crony.conf file or not for the NTP. So we can open /etc/crony.conf file in VI editor and open
VIM
/etc/crony.conf file in VI editor,
file in
and
the
there
editor.
it is using this server.
It's using a
For the
server
NTP,
and the
so everything is
NTP,
correct.
iBurst, everything's correct. Okay, clear.
We can execute the time
date
date
control.
CTL again to verify the details.
We already
here
know
the
it's
time zone is
active,
our local time
bro.
zone. Clock
Oh,
is
you said
synchronized,
time zone, huh?
NTP is active. So everything looks good.
Good.
Now we can proceed further.
Thank you, sir. Word. Number 3 is done. Number 4,
Now the
verify that
instruction
server 1 is
verify
using network
that
IP
server
DNS
one
and
is
GW
using
setting
the
as
network
mentioned
IP
above
DNS and gateway
in the instructions.
settings
If not,
as mentioned
then
above
make
in the
necessary.
instructions.
This is question 1 for the other guy's video, brother. So this is different, you know. So this is good. Good. We did 21 questions yesterday. Inshallah, let's see how many we can do today. Inshallah.
And if not,
Different
make the
guy,
necessary
different guy,
actions. So
different
let's check
exam settings,
the
different
details
shit.
for the server one.
So this we were
Here,
supposed to
the
do.
IP address is this.
IP address this.
DNS is this.
We had to set it.
And gateway is this.
You know how we did it? NMTUI. And this guy is gonna do it CLI
So let's
with the
check.
command line. He's doing
the
it in the
adapters
command line.
like
There is no
this.
graphical user
gateway is this.
interface. This is the
So
only
let's
graphic he
check
has is the instructions.
The adapters by executing
If
the config
config,
command.
so we get
And
the IP
we have two
address,
adapters. ETH0, it is using
netmask,
4.8
broadcast.
KB of data, and ETH1.
Why is that
it
a weird ass thing?
112.3. So this is the active adapter.
Oh, that's the active one.
So we
That's
can
why, because
open
this is active
its
one,
file
and this
to see
is
the details. So
that
let's
that
go
one's
to
the only active one.
So we can
He has
open
two.
its
He
file
has two. He has ETHO and ETH1.
using
So this one is only using 4.8 kilobytes. It's not compared to 112. You can tell which one is being used, you know. So this one is not really active.
4.8 KB of data and ETH1. It is
Using 112. 4.8, 112. So this is the active
adapter.
one.
So we can
192,
open
168.
its file to see the details. So let's go to the etc
CD, etc,
sysconfig
sysconfig
network
and network
scripts
hyphen scripts.
directory and open the adapter file.
Cat for
IFCFG
if config
And here
ETH1.
open the adapter file IFCFG
But you know how to do this?
ETH1. And here
Subhanallah, with the
the adapter
command
file
line.
IFCFG
That is beautiful.
ETH1.
This should increase us in our knowledge, mashallah. So this should show you IP address and mask. Nice. Device is what ETH1 is right there. It says device. Browse only. No. IPv6 in it, no. IPv4, DFR, domain, DNS. Okay, there's a DNS, there's a gateway.
And here,
Name system
everything looks
ETH1.
good. IP
Good,
address is the
good.
same, which is mentioned there in the document. DNS is also same. So everything looks good here. We don't need to make any changes. We can proceed
How
further.
did you just get that? CD?
CFG ETH1.
He changed directory. He changed directory to etc sysconfig. In sysconfig, there's a network hyphen scripts file. That network hyphen script file had the information. He checked it.
Tree and open the adapter
Then
file.
he did cat, and to view it, cat if config
CFG
ETH1.
ETH1. And we can open its file to see the details. So let's go to the etc
To change directory, etc sysconfig network hyphen scripts.
directory and open the
What a bad teacher. What a bad teacher. So how do you know there's if config th1 in there? How are you teaching us? Like, okay, you go in there, then you should press ls. So you show us how many files are there. Then you tell us, guys, you have to open that file. Like,
ETH1. And here,
you know,
everything looks good.
everything
IP
looks
address is
good.
the same,
You should
which
have
is
showed us on
mentioned there.
ls, list it for us, so we can see which one to click, which one not to
DNS is
click.
also same. So everything looks good here. We don't need to make any changes.
That's why I had some teachers, they were Indian, every time ls, pwd, to remind you where you're at and to give you a list of what is there.
Proceed further. The next question is, add the following
But I like
secondary
this guy
IP
too,
address
he's good.
statically to your current
Good.
running interface.
He's good too.
And
Different
it should be
Ustad.
done in such a way
Indian,
that
Hindu,
it does not
Ustad.
compromise
Ustad
your
is
existing
Ustad.
settings. So we need to add this IPv4
Hindu,
address
Buddhist,
there
this
and
don't
IPv6
matter, but
address
he's
there to
a
the
computer
active
Ustad.
interface.
IPv4,
We know that
IPv6.
ETH1 is our active
We know
interface here.
ETH1 is our active interface.
Let's see the details first.
NMCLI. He's not doing NMTUI. I'll show you the difference. The other guy's question 1 is this guy's question 4. But he's doing CLI on the black interface using commands. And the other guy, we did remember, it was like a blue and a gray screen. We clicked it. It said, you know, edit a connection, this, that. Remember?
So these two are the interfaces. And this one is our active interface, ETH1. Here we will add these IP addresses. So we can execute NMCLI, connection modify, and after that we will mention the name, that is system space ETH1. We are giving a backward slash here for giving the space, and there we will add the IP address. So we will mention here plus IPv4 dot address.
Bro.
And we will
You just put the
mention
IP address
which
right
we
there.
want to add. So
Right
this
there.
is the IP address which we are going to add.
Copy,
So copy
paste.
from here.
If not,
and paste it on the terminal
10.0.0.0.6
and press enter.
24.
So
You
we
put
have
dot
added
after every number.
the IP address. Now we can reload the connection.
NMCLI,
So we can execute
connection
NMCLI,
reload.
connection reload command,
Okay.
and again we can execute NMCLI connection show.
Wow, I just built the most amazing workflow on money.com.
Wow.
You build your own workflow?
I have built my own system. If it works or not, that's from Allah. But I have built it. It's still going. It's still going. Astaghfirullah. It's still going. Are you joking? 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 What the? Bro. I give up. I give up.
And this time
I
we will
give up.
mention the name of the
I'll
connection.
focus on my this.
And
That's
here
it.
it is.
So sad. So
Should be
sad.
visible here.
So sad. It's taking so long. I don't
Let's
have
check.
time for this
Here it is.
shit.
So we have
Let
successfully
it
added
load in the back.
IPv4 address.
Sometimes it doesn't even load like that. You know, it takes time.
Now we will add the IPv6 address to this adapter. So
It's
we
been
can
like
execute
29 minutes.
NMCLI connection
Nah,
modify
15 minutes.
and the name
Connection
of
modify the name.
the interface.
ETH1 interface.
IPv6 dot method manual IPv6
Address.
dot addresses, and we will mention the IP address which we want to set. So we can copy it from here and paste it. Now we will again reload the connections. So NMCLI connection, reload, and again we will check by executing the NMCLI connection show command, and we will mention ETH1 there, and here we will check for the IPv6 address, and here it is. It is the same IP address which we mentioned in the command. So we have successfully set the IPv4 and IPv6 addresses in our machine. Let's proceed further. The next question is enable packet forwarding on server 1 and it should persist after reboot. So we are on the server 1 and here we will enable IP forwarding. So we can open the /etc/sysctl.conf file in VI editor, and here we will add a new line, and in this line we will mention net.ipv4.ip_forward is equal to 1, and we will save this file. Let me check whether the IP forwarding was enabled earlier or not. So we can execute cat proxys net IPv4 IP_forward. So it was not enabled earlier. Now we have to reboot the machine to enable it, because we have already made an entry in this file, and system will read this file if we will reboot the machine. We can do that by executing this sysctl-p command also, but we want to make sure that it must withstand the system reboot. So let's reboot the machine, and we will again check whether the IP forwarding is enabled successfully or not. Our machine is back. Let's switch in the account of the root user.
That's a lot of shit.
And again, our machine is enable packet forwarding on server 1 and it should persist.
Yeah, he continued. Next. He continued because he continued from 5 to 6.
IPv4 and
that's it.
One there.
And then you just show system ETH1
CLI connection show command, and we will mention ETH1 there, and here we will check for the IPv6 address, and here it is. It is the same IP address which we mentioned in the command. So we have successfully set the IPv4 and IP address, ETH1 there.
Nice.
And here it is, the IPv6 address.
A big file
in our machine. Let's proceed further. Our machine successfully set
this. It's a big file. Look,
command, and
NMCLI connection show system.
And here we will
then
check
he keeps going lines 12, 13, 15, 35, 37, 45, 50.
And here it is.
50
the same
right
IP
there.
address
Wow, 50.
Which we mentioned in the command. So we have successfully set the
beautiful. Now let's move along to
the next question is enable
packet forwarding on server 1. It should persist after reboot.
After reboot.
समझ नहीं आई?
So we are on the server 1 and here we will enable IP forwarding.
Oh, IP forwarding.
We can open
VIM etc syscontrol.conf file
editor, and here
you just write the
we
IPv
will add a new line, and in this line we will mention net.ipv4.ip_forward is equal to 1.
Okay. And 1 means enabled. Yay. 0 means is not enabled. They are disabled. That's why it says disabled. Good man. Good man. I like that. Very simple. It's, conf all. This is disabled. How you know is 0 right there? Disabled. 0 right there. IPv4 forward. We're gonna make it enabled.
Is equal to 1.
Screenshot. This is how I learned. Screenshot. Visual learner.
And we will save this file.
I think I have to hear myself.
Check
then I can learn. Cat
the IP forwarding was enabled earlier or not. So we can execute cat proxys net
sysnet IPv4
IP_forward.
Oh shit.
So it was not enabled earlier.
Earlier
now
was 0.
We have to reboot the machine.
That's why. It's it's 0. Even though we made it into 1. Because you have to reboot the machine.
It was not enabled earlier. Now we
0.
have to reboot the machine.
That means it's not enabled. 0 means It's nice. It's disabled.
because we have already made an entry in this file.
We made the entry
system will read this file
in
if we will reboot the machine.
etc
We can
sys
do that
control
by
conf.
executing the sysctl-p command also,
Configure.
but we want to make sure that it must withstand
So you have to
the
reboot.
system reboot. So let's reboot the machine.
Reboot. Voila.
And
Screenshot. Even though this is question 4,
And
but very
we will again
all
check
these questions will take like at least 30 minutes. You have 3 hours. 3 hours for 20 questions or something, maybe. I don't know. Allahu alam. I don't know. But this test, you have to spend a lot of time on one question because it's all practical. It's not question A B C D. Very easy. A B C D very easy. I'll pass your Allah. A B C D very easy. Multiple choice very easy. Practical
the
is
IP
not
forwarding
easy.
is enabled successfully or not. Our machine is back. Let's
Sudo
switch in the account of the root user
su switch user
and again
hyphen.
check
Then you check
whether we have successfully enabled the
on
IP
cat.
forwarding or
Right
not.
there, it will say 1.
So again we will open the cat proc sysnet
It will say 1.
IPv4 IP underscore.
Right there,
Now
1.
let's proceed towards the next question. The cat
Wait,
proc.
calm down.
Let's
So
the IP forwarding is enabled
so
successfully.
how
or
you
not.
check? You reboot it,
Our machine
then
is
you
back.
clear,
Let's
then you sudo
switch
su
in
switch
the
user
account of the root
account of root.
user.
Why you keep clearing? So you did a sudo su
Our machine is back. Let's switch in the account of the root
pid.
user and again check
Okay, IP
whether
forward
we have
is 1.
successfully enabled the IP forwarding or not. So again we will open the cat proc sysnet IPv4 IP underscore forward file, and here it is. This time it is showing the result as 1. So we have successfully enabled it.
Sure.
Now let's proceed towards the next question.
Shit, man.
IP underscore forward file, and here it is. This time it is showing the result as 1. So we have successfully
Today I'm gonna
enabled
play
it.
Dohar a little late.
Now let's proceed towards the next
Close
question.
to Asr.
The
Study.
seventh
Okay,
question
we have
is
7
server
questions.
1
Should
should
one.
boot in the multi-user
Should
target
server
by
one.
default, and boot messages should be present there.
Boot
They should not be
messages present
silenced. So let's set the default multi-user.target mode. So we can execute system ctl set -default multi-user.target command. Press enter, and we will verify the same by running the system ctl get -default multi-user.
So server 1 should boot in
there.
multi-user.
They should not be
Server 1
silenced.
should boot in multi-user by default, and boot messages should be present there, not silenced. Shit.
So let's the default multi-user.target mode. So we can execute
System
ctl
control
set -default
set -default
multi-user.target command.
multi-user
Press enter,
dot target.
and we will verify the same by running the system ctl get -default command.
Get default
So we have successfully enabled
multi-user target.
the multi-user.target as the
Please
default
don't click clear.
run level
I know him.
or the default target.
He's gonna press
And
clear.
now we are going to check, or we are going to
Shit.
enable system ctl
Because that's the
get
style of his
-default
teaching. I know
command.
it. Okay, perfect. I know when to pause then. That's how you become a good student.
So we have
You know when the
successfully
teacher is going to
enabled
highlight,
the
then he's going to press clear.
multi-user.target
Let's
as
move
the
along.
default run level or the default target. And now we are going to check, or we are going to enable the boot messages. So for that we will open the /etc/default/grub file in vi editor, and there etc/default/grub file in vi editor, and there we will go to this line grub underscore cmd line
No
underscore
timer
Linux,
check.
and
Acha.
at the end of this line
Has to be quiet.
is mentioned.
RD
what
dot
we
break.
will do, we will simply go in the insert mode.
What
and
we do?
will remove
Oh, shit.
this RHGB quiet.
Nice.
And after that we will save this file.
That's it?
Now
Oh, cha, वो quiet पे लिखा हुआ था ना. It's on quiet. So look, the boot messages should not be on quiet. It should not be silenced.
should be
So the boot messages should be present there, not silenced.
present there. They should not be silenced.
Because the boot messages are silenced.
So we can
They are
execute
RGHB quiet.
.target command.
It's on
Press enter,
RGHB quiet.
And we will verify the same by running the system ctl the multi-user task. We
So
are
you have to
going
change it.
to
So
check,
system
or we
control
are going to
set
enable
default
or the default target.
multi-user dot
And
target.
now we are going
System
to
control
check,
get
or
default
we are going to enable the boot messages. So for that, we will open
vim
the slash etc
etc
slash default slash
default
grub file in VI editor.
grub file
And there
v-editor,
we will go to this line, grub
the
underscore
grub
grub file.
file. I need to save this. I don't have this memorized. वो grub के अंदर वो boot
in
messages
VI
होगा
editor.
ना,
And there
boot की file होगी
we will
grub.
go to this line,
So you have
grub
to
underscore
the
cmd line underscore
grub cmd line
for Linux.
command line. For command line Linux, you go on the end of
And
the file.
at the end of this line, rhgb quiet is mentioned. So what we will do, we will simply go in the insert
Delete,
mode
delete, delete,
and we will
delete,
remove
delete, delete,
this
delete.
rhgb
Delete.
quiet.
You
And
save
after
it.
that, we will save this file.
Perfect. RGHB quiet.
rhgb quiet is mentioned. So what we will do, we will simply go in the insert mode and we will remove this rhgb quiet. And after that, we will save this file. Now, since we have made the corrections, we have to regenerate the grub.cfg file. So for that, we will execute grub2-mk config command.
Shit.
grub2-mk config -o / boot. We will mention the exact
grub2.
So you can see the output of pwd command.
Grub2. Grub2-mk config. -o boot.
path grub2, and we'll mention here grub.cfg.
What the?
Press enter. So it will regenerate.
Okay. Regenerating the grub configuration file. Regenerating the grub configuration file. -o boot grub2 boot grub2. Hate this shit. Hate this shit. Hate this shit. Grub.cfg. 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 Grub2. Grub.cfg. Grub.config. Shit, yeah. Boot grub.cfg. Installing a new kernel or making changes to the system that affect the boot process, such as the RGHB was quiet, the boot process messages was quiet, and you made it unquiet. For example, after updating your kernel, you will run this. Okay, yeah.
The grub
Because they were on quiet, you had to update
and
it.
we will remove
You removed this,
rhgb
which involved the grub,
quiet. And
so
after
you
that,
need
we will
to
save this file.
regenerate.
Now, since we have made the corrections, we have to regenerate the grub.cfg file. So for that, we will execute grub2-mk config command.
Grub2-mk config.
grub2-mk config -o / boot. We will mention the exact path grub2, and we will mention here grub.cfg.
Config.
Press enter. So it will regenerate the grub.cfg file as per the new settings. Now we can reboot the machine.
You will have
We'll
new
check
settings.
if we are able to see the boot messages or not. Press
Nice.
enter.
Perfect.
And let's go to our machine and we will check whether we can see the boot messages there or not.
You should.
So there, our machine is booting up and here we can see the boot messages.
That's good. Some people
Our
have it on
machine is booting
quiet,
up and
so they
here
don't see it.
see the boot messages there or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So
change
there,
mine. I'm gonna change
our
mine.
machine is
I'm
booting
gonna
up
mess around
and
with my
here
machine.
we
Bring
can
it.
see the boot
Chale to
messages.
sahi bhai, chale to sahi.
So we have
Insha.
successfully enabled the boot messages.
Nice. What's the point is
And
that you can just see what's going on.
we will also check whether the machine is booting up in the multi-user.target mode or not. So let's refresh the
Nice.
session here and let's switch in the account of the root user and let's check the default mode by executing
default.
systemctl get-default command and here it is. Machine is
multi-user.
booting up in the multi-user.target mode. So guys, that's it. The 8th question is create a new volume group of 3 GB
That's
and
it.
rename as
Easy.
VG exam.
Easy.
So let's question is
Easy. 8 is
create a
easy.
new target
But it's a
mode.
lot of steps. It has a lot of steps, mashallah. Nothing is easy. Besides what Allah makes. Mashallah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. So this is multi-user target. Okay, multi-user target. Let's go.
And that so
So
let's go to
we'll
the
do
machine and there we will
LSBLK.
check for the additional disks.
I'll show you
If they are-
here. I'll show you here the steps. Create a new volume group of 3 GB. Ready? LVM, physical volume, partition. Write all that. Create a new, new VG of 3 GB. Step by step. First you have to do is create a physical volume, PV. So you will do fdisk. He's going to do fdisk-l, sudo fdisk-l. Then you create a new partition, fdisk, dev which disk you want, SDA, SDB, SDC. You will check your disks. You will do SDA most likely or SDB, whatever. Then you go PV create. Then you have to physically create a new partition. Then on this PV create, you do VG create. You will create a virtual group. Then on that, you will create LV, logical volume. After logical volume, you will format like what do you want? XFS file system, ext4, ext3. There's different file systems. So you will do mkfs make file system dot whatever file system you want. Most likely you will do xfs, ext4. Again, like people have like jpj, img, whatever in Microsoft. How the files look? This is in Linux, xfs, ext4. Then you make the file system of what? This one, lv new, virtual group new, dev. Voila. Then you mount the logical volume. Then you have to mount it. Sudo mount command. But first you make the directory where you want to mount it. Make the directory, make a folder. In mount, make a folder called lv new logical volume. Then you sudo mount dev vg new, lv new, mount lv new. Then you df-h to verify the mount. Then you create a partition fdisk. Good. We come back and we go to our lesson. Very easy.
as VG exam. So let's go to the machine.
Wait, did
and
I
there
show
we
how
will
to
check
create
for
a
the
group?
additional
Oh
disks
god.
if
Let's
they are
see.
present.
Come.
So
Plus
with
3
the help of LSBLK
GB.
command, I can see that there are 2 disks present, SDB and SDC. So out of these two, one of the disks we can use. So we are going to use the disk as SDB here to create the.
Today the weather is nice.
For more details,
I can
we
go outside
execute
anytime.
L command.
But I'm not
And here
taking a
we can
break.
see that
I must study for
on
like,
both these disks, SDB as well.
Pomodoro technique is 25-minute study, 5-minute rest. My 5-minute rest is like when I get distracted. I'm not going outside. I'm going to study for like 1 hour and then I'm going to go outside, inshallah.
As SDC, there are no partitions. So we can use any of these disks.
So how he checked it? He checked the fdisk-l to check.
Here we can see that on both these disks, SDB as well as SDC, there are no partitions.
There's no partition
So we can use
anymore.
any of these disks. While on SDA, there are 2 partitions and the root file system is there.
So on
While
his SDA,
there are 2 partitions.
there are 2
and
partitions. So
the
he's
root
not
file
going to use
system is there.
SDA.
So we are going to use /dev/sdb disk here.
He's using SDB.
So first we will create the partition by executing the fdisk command here. fdisk/dev/sdb, and for new,
New,
P for primary,
and for new, P for primary. You know,
partition number
partitions. How many partitions you want? Number one number of partition, and then the gigabyte.
and here we are
3G.
going to create a partition of 3 GB. So we can write here plus 3072M.
Whatever.
So a partition of 3 GB has been created. Now we can change the type. Here we will change the type to Linux LVM. So we can write here 8E.
Type to 8E.
And after that we will write the changes.
W,
we will simply press
write.
W and press enter here. Now we can execute the
Part probe command,
so that the kernel
dev SDB. Part probe dev SDB.
can read these changes.
To read the
Now,
changes is
if
part
I
probe
will
command.
fdisk-l
Dev SDB, you will see it's right
Here,
there.
the
A
partition
partition
of
has
3 GB.
been created of 3 gigabyte. The size is there.
Visible. Or we can see the details of the same by executing the lsblk command.
LSBLK command, you will see SDB right there. SDB. It has a right here a partition 3 gigabyte. Where is it? SDB1. SDB1, you have created the 3 gigabyte.
So here we can see that the partition is visible. Now we are going to use this partition to create the physical volume. So we can execute the pvcreate command here.
So we create a partition, then we, after creating a partition, we create pvcreate.
pvcreate/dev/sdb1.
So this is how we create physical volume is created like this.
So the physical volume has been created,
Physical volume has been created just like this, one command.
and we can see the details of the same by the partition is visible. Now we are going to use this partition to create the physical volume. So we can execute the pvcreate command here. pvcreate/dev/sdb1. So the physical volume has been created, and we can see the details of the same by executing the pvs command. This is the physical volume, and there are no volume groups present on this physical volume. Now we are going to create the volume group. So we can execute vgcreate command here, and after that we will mention the name to this volume group, which is vgexam. So we will mention vgcreate vgexam, and after that we will mention the name of the physical volume here, that is /dev/sdb1. Here it is. We have successfully created the volume group as vgexam of 3 GB, and we can see the details of the same by executing the vgs command. So this is the volume group of 3 GB, and it will be visible in the output of we have successfully create the volume. Now we are going to use this partition to create as sdb1. So the volume has been created, and we can see the details.
We're gonna take a Pomodoro break. But we're gonna read prayer, Zohar.
And there are no
To
volume
freshen
groups
up.
present on this
I'm
physical
tired.
volume. Now we are going to create the volume group.
After
So
Zohar,
we
I'm
can
gonna go
execute
outside
vgcreate command here,
and work
after
out.
that we will mention the name to
VG
this volume
exam.
group, which is vgexam. So we will mention vgcreate vgexam, and after that we will mention the name.
I
of
had
the physical
coffee.
volume here,
VG create
that is
VG exam.
/dev/sdb1.
Did not work.
Here it is.
That
We
did
have
not work. That did not work.
created the volume group as vgexam of 3 GB, and we can see the details of the same by executing the vgs command.
Nice. 3 gigabyte. Huh? 3 gigabyte. Chalo hazara.
So this is
So
the volume group
tired.
of 3
I'm
GB,
so tired.
and it will be visible in the output of pvs also. So here the entry is present. Now let's proceed further.
No. Oh, what are we on?
Now
8.
let's go to question
Yeah,
number
man.
9.
Let's do at least
Here,
10.
It is asking us
11.
to create a new
No.
logical
Let's do
volume of
10.
1 GB
Let's do
having
10.
name as
And then I'm
LV
taking a
exam
break.
on vgexam volume
Oh,
group.
God.
So let's go to the terminal, and there we can execute lvcreate command. Lvcreate -capital L.
LV
After
create.
that we will mention
I
the
thought you would
space.
do that in one command, no?
We will write here
I mean,
1G,
one-
because we want to
okay,
create the
he
LV
made
of
it three
1 GB.
different questions.
After that we will mention the name.
I explained
So
this
we can,
already. No,
write
never
here
mind. It's okay.
hyphen
LV create.
new,
You LV
and
create
let
-L.
me give the
1G.
name. So let me give the name as lvexam. Let me check the name first. Yes. We will need to create.
I thought I did this. Create a virtual group. VG create. LV create. PV create. LV create -L. 3G. Good night. Yeah, I'm about to crash. It's sunnah to sleep. I'm not gonna wake up until Asr. So pray, freshen up, freshen up, freshen up, freshen up, freshen up.
The logical volume with the name as LV exam. So we will write here. We need
Create
to
new
create
volume
the logical volume
one
with the name as
GB
LV
having
exam.
name as
So
LV
we will write
exam.
here LV exam, and then we will to create
On
the
VG
logical
exam
volume with the
volume
name
group.
as LV exam. So we will write here LV exam, and then
9
we
and
will
10. Come on,
mention
bro.
the name
9
of the
and 10.
volume
You
group,
got
which
this.
is VG
G,
exam.
you got this. Okay. And we create capital L for 1G. 1G. Name LV exam. Hyphen N means name for name. What is the name? LV exam is the name. It could be my LVM, whatever. And you're creating it on VG exam group.
So the logical volume has been created.
Voila. Logical volume created. Physical volume created. PB create. This is LV create. Now create on the
And
logical
you can see
volume
the
group.
details of the same by using the LVS command. So the LV
LV
exam
exam.
logical volume.
Okay, LVS. Shaking ass. Why so shaky? Chill out. Ready? Bismillah. Oh man, perfect. Every time I zoom in.
Of 1 GB is created on the VG
Okay.
exam volume group.
So we did LV create, we
And
did PB create.
we can see the details
LVS,
by
LS,
executing the LSBLK command as well.
where is it?
So
SDB, SDB, SDB1. 1G.
this is the disk SDB, and this is
Right there. SDB1. Perfect. 1G. Perfect.
physical volume SDB1. This is the volume
I'm
group,
about to
which
go
is VG
pray.
exam, and
Maybe
this
I'll
is the logical
shower. I don't
volume,
know.
which
I
is
gotta do
shortcut here
wudu.
as LV
I'm
exam.
about to sleep. I'm about to sleep. I'm about to sleep. Yeah, I need a nap. 25-minute, 30-minute nap.
So we are done with the question number 9.
One more question. Then we take a nice nap. But first pray. We have time. We have 2 hours, bro. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna make it. Yeah, you're not gonna sleep for 2 hours. How about don't sleep? Take a 20-minute rest. Yes. And then go pray. Yes.
Now we can proceed to question number 10.
The LV exam logical volume
number
should
10 is
be
saying
formatted
the
with
LV exam
XFS.
logical
Wake
volume
up.
should be
XFS file
formatted
system and mount
with XFS
persistently.
file system and mount
Persistently. Wow. On the mount LVM.
/LV exam directory.
LV
So
exam
we are going to
directory.
format
Perfect.
it now.
10 is easy. Come on.
So we can execute the mkfs.xfs
Yeah, I'm fresh. I'm gonna pray.
command.
Then I'm gonna
format
see
it
if I
in
wanna
the
nap.
XFS
I
file
have
system
time
type,
until
and
Maghrib
after that
then.
we will mention the complete path.
Until
That is
mkfs.xfs.
/LV
Make
exam.
file system. You
So
know,
the
I'll just do it right here. That's it. Done.
LVM has been formatted, and
That's it.
we can see the UUID for the same by
You
executing lsblk-f. And you can see that the file
Let's
system
be
type
lucky
is
F.
XFS,
Wow.
and this is the UUID for this
Oh,
file system.
you.
Now we need to
You
mount
make
it
me
persistently,
crazy. Shit, man. You make me crazy.
that we will mention the complete path. That is /dev/vg exam.
Yeah, you make me a lot of crazy. MKFS. .xfs. Correct approach. Sudo LV creator. Yep. That's the file system uses. Oh, that's it now.
/LV exam.
That's it, huh? So that was you. Oh shit.
So the LVM has been formatted, and we can see the UUID for the same by executing lsblk-f. And you can see that the file system type is XFS.
Hyphen S for file system. Whoa. UUID. F command adds a file system information to the output showing details such as the file system type and UUID. Type है अच्छा ext4 swap XFS NTFS अच्छा LVM2 member. Oh, very nice. समझ आ गया. A lot of file systems. FS type ext4 ext3 is not here. Swap is here. LVM2 XFS NTFS. Very strange.
And this is the UUID for
Oh,
this file system.
UUID.
Now we need to mount it persistently. So first we will create the directory.
Make directory
/MD
parent.
with the name as
Hyphen P for
LV
parent.
exam.
I know, but you guys don't know, so let me show you. Ready? Dev. What is this? Parent. Child. I already named it parent child, but that's what it means. Hyphen P means you create parent child directory. It stands for parents. It allows the creation of parent directories as needed. But I named it parent and child right here. But he named it Mount LV exam.
So we have created the directory successfully with the name as LV-exam1/MT.
Because you're going to do it in
And now we
Mount
will make an entry in
directory.
the FS file for the
VIM,
same because we need to mount it
etc.
persistently. So we will open the /etc/FS file
FS
in
tab.
the file editor.
Shit.
And so we will open the /etc/FS file in the
That's a
editor.
big file.
And here we will make an entry by using the UUID. So we will write here UUID is equal to
UUID
and we will paste the
equals to
UUID of the
UUID.
file system. Then
Swap.
we
No.
will mention the
Mount.
command name that is
Acha, Mount
/MD/LV
LV exam.
Then we will mention the type of
Default.
the file system.
No.
as
XFS.
XFS.
Okay. XFS.
Then we
Default.
will
Yes.
write
00.
defaults,
0, 0.
0.
Oh,
And
0,
we will
0. This is
say
a different guy. Yeah, he said 0, 0. This is something else we're doing. The other guy said 0, 0. So that's why I know these are different people.
0, 0.
Ah, very good man. Good man. Good man. 0, 0. Because I did 1 hour 39 minutes with that Indian guy. Now I'm doing 1 hour with this Indian guy.
And we
A lot
will
of
save
Indian
this
guys. Then I'm going to do 1 hour with
Now
another
let's
guy.
check. So let me
And
show
I think
you
it's a lot
that
of
we
hours.
have not mounted it
Mashallah.
yet. And we can execute the mount-a command, which will mount the file systems automatically, which are present in the /etc/fstep file.
Nice.
Now, this should be visible in the output of df-h, and here it is. It means the entries are correct and they can withstand the system reboot. So now, this should be visible in the output of df-h, and here it is. It means visible in the output of df-h, and here it is. It means the entries are correct and in the /etc/fstep file. Now, this should be visible in the output of df-h, and here it is. It means the entries are correct and they can withstand the system reboot. So we have persistently mounted it on /MT/LV exam directory. So we are done with this question also.
Nice.
Now let's go to the next.
No. Let's pray and go outside and have a nice workout. Yes. Extend the XFS file system on the LV exam by 1 gigabyte.
One.
Shut up.
Question number 11. Here it is asking us to extend the XFS file system on LV exam by 1 GB. So we need to extend.
Want to know what investment has made the most?
I gotta take a break.
million
I gotta
in
take a break.
America?
I gotta take a
It's
break.
not the
We're gonna
stock
go
market,
pray
it's
and
not
go
real
outside.
estate.
Extend it
I did
by
not
1
work
GB.
out today. I feel like my
So
back
what
is
can we
done.
do? We will check for the space in the volume group
Yes.
first.
What are you doing? Okay.
So
Extend
by
the
1 GB.
XFS file
so we
system.
need to extend it by 1 GB.
Oh shit. Unmount.
So what can we do?
Oh, man.
We will
That's a
check
long
for the
process.
space in the volume group first.
Chalo,
So
VGS,
this is the
VG
volume group,
exam,
VG exam.
2
And
gigabyte,
here
3G
2 GB of
is free,
space is available.
and 3
Let
GB
me
is the
check
size,
in the
2G
output
is
of
free.
LVS. So currently LVM is of 1 GB. So we want to make it 2 GB. We want to extend
You want to extend it by one more.
GB more. And there is
It's
sufficient
1 GB.
space available in the volume group, so we can easily extend it.
So how we
don't
extend?
need to
I'm
extend
going
the
to take a
volume
break
group
and go
first.
outside, guys.
So let me execute the
Right
LV
after this
extend
question.
command. LV
I'm
extend
going to go to
hyphen
wudu
L.
and pray
After
and
that
then go
we will
outside.
mention
LV
the size
extend
with
hyphen
the
L
group
plus 1
extended.
G.
So we will write here
Extend
plus
by 1
G.
gigabyte.
Then we will mention the complete path for
Path
this LVM.
for the LV LVM that you want to
SVG
extend.
exam slash
That's
LV
it?
exam. Press enter. So we have successfully
it?
extended it.
That's it? That's it?
SVG exam slash LV exam.
Technically,
Press
yes,
enter.
but then you have to do other stuff. Technically, yes, but you have to do other stuff. I feel like I've been talking to myself for these hours, which helps a lot
So we have successfully extended it.
with my
Now let
insanity.
me show you the
I'm
output
insanity.
of LVS.
I teach myself
Here
on live.
you can
It's not
see
you
that
guys I'm
the
teaching.
LVM is showing up of 2 GB.
You guys
and
stay, you guys learn.
there is
So
only 1
when you
GB
do
space available.
LVS command, you could see the LV exam. You know, you can see the LVM. When you
Well,
do VGS, you
in
can see the what your group VG exam
the volume group.
volume group.
So we have successfully extended it.
That's it.
There's only 1 GB space available in the volume.
So we
Press
just did
enter.
it by 1G.
So
We
have
extended
successfully
it.
extended
Okay.
that. The LVM is showing up
It's
of
now showing up as 2G. Before it was
2
1G.
GB and
And
there is only 1
VGS.
GB space
And now there's 1 gigabyte space left. So it worked.
available.
Okay, perfect. LVS is showing that 2 gigabyte is the total, right? And VGS is showing that there's 1 more gigabyte left. Before it was showing 2. And before this was 1, this was 2. 2 was free space, and 1 was the total LV space. Now LVM has 2, and the space left is 1. I hope it makes sense.
In the volume group. So we have successfully extended it.
Nice.
But it's not visible in the output of
Oh,
VF-H.
Because
It is still showing it as of 1 GB.
okay, reboot.
So here we will execute the grow FS command.
Oh shit, grow FS
as
command
of 1 GB
to grow the file
so
system.
Here we will execute the. It is still showing it
Don't reboot. Don't copy me.
as of 1 GB. So here we will execute the grow FS command to
So you do
extend
the
it.
grow FS command.
So here we can execute
XFS extend, XFS grow
command.
FS.
XFS underscore grow FS slash MNT slash LV exam.
Oh, you cannot
And here it is.
reduce XFS.
LVM has been extended. Now we can see the details by executing df-h command. And here also it is visible.
2 gigabyte.
Now the size is showing up as 2 GB. So we are done with this question also. We can proceed further. Let's move to question number 12. Here it is asking us to create a 4 TB in provisioned volume. So let's go to terminal, check for the additional disk. So SDC is present there, but this extra disk to directory is mounted over there. So we will unmount it first. So we can execute umount/dev/sdc command. Now again we will check by lsblk. So the disk is there and the directory is not mounted. Now we will see the details by running fdisk-l for this /dev/sdc, and there are no partitions. We can use it to create a thin provisioned volume. We would require some packages which we will install first. So we can execute
Yeah, we're gonna do that later.
install command for that.
Okay, DNF install -y
VDO
video package kmod package
-k
-k video package.
So we will install these packages from -k video. So we will
चलो हाँ ज़रा बाहर चलें यार, थोड़ी ब्रेक लें, थक गए हैं। पोमोडोरो टेक्निक ही नहीं की, पोमोडोरो
install these
टेक्निक ही
packages
नहीं
from the repositories that we have configured
की।
earlier.
अब हम पोमोडोरो टेक्निक को
After
छोड़
installing
के
these packages, we will
थोड़ा
execute
चिल
the
करते हैं।
video create command to create a thin provisioned volume. The packages are getting installed. Let me go back to of 4 TB.
4 terabyte.
Now we can proceed further. The video create command. VDO create -- name, and there we will give the name. Let me give the name as VDO1. Then we will mention the device. So we will mention the option -- here. Device is equal to /dev/sdc.
SDC.
Then we will use option --video in the size.
Logical size equals
4 TB. So we will write
4
here
TB.
is equal to 4T. And after that we will mention here write policy is equal to auto and press enter.
Error.
So it is saying that there was ext4 file system signature detected.
Shit, so you should not do XFS.
What can we do? We can forcefully create it. So we will simply write here hyphen force. You don't need to mention hyphen force if you are using the raw disk, if there are no file systems present earlier. So have a look at this. We have successfully created the thin provisioned volume, which is ready, and we can see the details of the same.
Nice.
Thin provisioned volume, which is ready, and we can see the details of the same by executing the
fdisk-l
command. fdisk-l/f/mapper/pdo1, and here it is. You can have a look at this.
Terabyte, 4
Thin provisioned
terabyte.
volume of 4 TB is available here.
Nice.
And if I will execute the lsblk command, there you can see the details as well. So we are done with this question also. We can proceed to question number 13. Here it is asking us to create a basic web server that displays welcome to
server?
our classes once connected to it. Ensure the firewall allows HTTP as well as HTTPS services. So
Okay.
we will install the HTTPD
DNF
package
install
first.
HTTPD
So we can
package.
execute DNF install -y HTTPD. This will install the required HTTPD package in our machine if it is not present. Now we can start the service. So we can execute systemctl
System control start
HTTPD. Now we can enable the same so that
Enable
the service
HTTPD.
can start at its own even after rebooting the machine. So we can execute systemctl enable HTTPD command, and we will verify the status of the same also by executing systemctl status HTTPD command. So here you can see that the service has, by executing systemctl status HTTPD command. So here you can verify the status of the same also by executing systemctl status HTTPD command.
Start HTTPD, enable
So here you can see
HTTPD, and
that
status
the
of
service has been
HTTPD.
enabled
Which one?
and is
That's
up
it.
and running
It's
fine.
enabled, it's active, it's running.
Now we will go to
So CD for change directory, var log, no, var www, htt,
and there
html.
we can create a file with the name as index.html, and in this file we can
Welcome to
create a
Nehra.
file with the name as
Welcome to classes.
index.html. And in this file we can come to
Welcome to the
after
classes.
firewall -cmd -list -all command. So you can present. So we will add the services in the firewall. HTTP and HTTPS are not present. In the services option, HTTP and HTTPS are not present. So we will add the services in the firewall.
So we'll add them in. Firewall -cmd permanent add service equals to NTPD, whichever the service is, HTTPD.
One by one.
Why are you doing curly braces? Why are you doing curly braces?
So let me write here HTTP as well as HTTPS.
Oh, he's doing multiple, that's why. Okay, sorry. So he's doing
Press enter.
HTTP and HTTPS.
So both.
Beautiful. Okay, nice. Not bad. Why do you do curly braces? That's it? Permanent add service.
Both the services are added. Now we can reload the firewall
Reload the
configuration
firewall configuration.
So that
Bismillah, hawla wala quwwata illa. So firewall-cmd is the command. This is always going to be the same command. Then you add the service, add service, add service. What are you adding? HTTP and HTTPS. So you could add it into a curly braces. First you add the services like bro. He just added it together. So why don't you just show me together, please? Show me the way I sent you. What the? How come you just ignore the way I did it. Are you joking? Are you joking? Yeah, perfect. So he did it in one command, which was just like this. So this will do the two of the services with one command. Add HTTP and HTTPS service. This command adds both HTTPS and HTTPS service to the permanent firewall rules. So this adds two things. Then you reload the firewall.
These rules can get implemented. So we can execute firewall-cmd
I'm closer
reload
to my
command for the
goal.
same. Now we can see the details
List all.
by executing firewall-cmd list all command. See the details. HTTPS, both
Now those services are there.
services.
Man,
Here,
I know him.
See that
He's
HTTP.
gonna press clear right away. So I gotta save it. Shit. No brainer. Oh.
TP as well as HTTPS, both services are added in the firewall. Now, let's check the details of the page that we created there in the /var/www/html directory with the name as index.html.
Nice.
So it is showing as welcome to Nehra classes. Now let's check the functionality of this web server. So we can execute the
curl
localhost.
Localhost.
It will show us the same page. Welcome to Nehra classes. Or we can execute the wget command. It will download the index.html page. Now, let me try to access it from the web browser. So let me open Google Chrome here and let me mention the IP address of my machine, that is 192.168.55.151, and press enter here, and here it is. We can see the page there to Nehra classes. Or we can execute the wget command. It will download the index.html page. The details of the page that we created there in the /var/www/html directory with the name as index.html. So it is showing as welcome to Nehra classes. Now let's check the functionality of this web server. So we can execute the curl command. Curl localhost. It will show us the same page. Welcome to Nehra classes. Or we can execute the wget command. It will download the index.html page. Now, let me try to access it from Kurzi. It will download.
wget curl. wget localhost.
load the index.html page. Now let me try to access it from the web browser. So let me open Google Chrome here, and let me mention the IP address of my machine, that is 192.168.55.151, and press enter here, and here it is. We can see the page there, welcome to Nehra classes. So we have successfully configured the web server as per the requirement. Now the question number, so we have successfully configured the web server.
You
as per
add the IP
requirement.
address
Now,
and it will pull the
question number 14
website.
is find all files that are greater than 4 MB in etc directory.
Let's
and
do
copy
it.
them
Keep
to
going.
/find/large files. So let's create a directory first
Make directory.
on root with the name as find.
Fine.
And now we will use the find command to find
the-
such files which are actually greater than 4 MB in size in etc directory. So I will use find/etc. Then I will use option -type here, and here we will mention F for the files. Then I will mention here -size option, and here we will specify the size,
+4G.
that is +4 M, because we are only concerned with the files which are actually greater than 4 MB in size.
Nice.
So it will show us the files which are actually greater than 4 MB in size in etc directory. So there are only 2 files.
There's only
and
2
let me
files.
check the
MashaAllah.
details
Very
of
nice. Very fun.
the first
Good
one.
question, right? Oh,
And here it
shit.
is. It is actually greater than 4 MB.
It's
in size.
bigger than
It is
4
about
MB.
8 etc directory. So there are only 2 files.
There's only 2
And
files
let me
that are
check the
bigger than
details
4 MB.
Of the first one, and here it is.
It
is
is
actually greater
8.
than 4 MB in size. It is about 8 MB. Now, what we are going to do, we are again going to use this find command, and now we will use the redirectional operator. We will use the
Into a
angle method,
file.
and we will redirect this output to the large
Find
files.
large files.
Large files file, which will be created in the /find directory that we have created earlier. Just press enter, and now let's check. So we can execute the cat command, cat/find/large files, and here we can see the entry for such files. So we are done with question number 14. We can execute the
That's it. We're out of here.
cat/find/large
See you
files,
guys shortly. But I might close and make a new live because I don't want to get copyright, and then my workout video gets ruined because of this copyright. G.